as the sun, I feel what you don't say. Scorpio moon, I see through the gray. I'm tuned to your soul, I read the unseen. 8th house mind, 12th house dreams. Tarot in my hands, planets in my sight. I decode the dark, turn shadow to light. Every chart's a mirror.
Hello, welcome. It is me, Danyell, Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologer. We are talking about the weekly transits. If you are here for it, then you are at the right place. February 2nd to February 9th. This week is all about sudden shifts, hence the title, mental pivots and redefining stability. Uranus is involved. If you know about Uranus, it's expect the unexpected. Mercury is going to change signs. It's going to change signs and it's going to enter Pisces. We are going to talk about that and get really deep about Mercury, and you'll have a lot of predictions coming up with Mercury being in Pisces and then retrograding. We have Venus added to the tension this week, and that's going to involve our values and our money and our relationships and aesthetics. Oh my gosh, not the aesthetics. Flexibility this week is going to be your superpower. And I'm just going to go really deep about Mercury in Pisces as well. And I'm going to go over the dates about Mercury and Pisces. So let's pull up the timeline. Here this week, February 3rd, Uranus in Taurus is going to station direct. That's not the big doozy. That's a big deal, but that's not the big doozy. When a planet stops retrograding, that means it starts to work. And Uranus is expect the unexpected. February 5th, we have Mercury is going to square Uranus. That's the doozy. And then on the 6th, Mercury will enter Pisces. And then on the 8th, Venus will square Uranus. Again, huge Uranus themes this week. So who's excited about that? Who's excited about expecting the unexpected? I mean, I am not. Okay. Before we even get started, please give me my flowers. Don't forget to thumbs up, like, do your due diligence as a listener. If you're listening to this via podcast, it will really help if you rate this podcast, if you download this podcast, if you share this podcast. I mean, I think that helps if you share this any platform that you're listening this to. Okay. Now let's get started and let's talk about February 3rd. You see the chart, but I have to pull it up on my computer here on my screen. Okay, so February 3rd, I need to take some stuff off here. Hold on. What else do I need to take off? Yeah, we'll take these off for right now. Okay, so February 3rd, we have, if you guys are listening, I was taking some symbols off of the chart to make things less confusing. Now, February 3rd, we have Uranus. It will stop retrograding. If you see there, it goes from red to black. That means it will stop retrograding. And all my earth signs, Virgos, Taurus, Capricorns, of course, Taurus, you will be feeling this more than ever, and it will be more positive for you. Taurus, not really, but Virgos and Capricorns, it's more positive for you guys. Uranus being in Taurus, it will be leaving Taurus this year. If you guys want Uranus and Gemini, I have a video on that. Look at my 2026 playlist. Also, my fixed signs, Aquarius, Scorpios, Leos, you guys are going to be feeling a challenge with this, or you already have been feeling a challenge with Uranus and Taurus. So now it's not retrograding. Really expect some unexpected surprises. All of my Tauruses, you're feeling this stronger than ever because it's in your sign. My Taurus risings, you're really feeling this because this is in your first house. So I do want you to understand, if you've been experiencing some unexpected surprises within this year about your body, makes sense. Also, too, I want to just throw this out there. Sagittarius risings, Uranus is in your 6th house. So you guys are feeling this when it comes to the house of health, when it comes to your daily unexpected, your routines, maybe even servitude to others, any type of indentured kind of energy, and healing as well. Okay, now that's what we have for everyone. Now, collectively, or just overall, Uranus is the planet of sudden change. It's a planet about awakening, a lot of rebellious energy. It is the modern ruler of Aquarius. Okay, so a lot of freedom, innovation, technology, AI, shocking events. Being the individual not being part of the group, even though it's for the group. Disruptions of systems, future thinking, and unpredictability is what you get with Uranus. Now, Taurus, in the sign Taurus, is all about stability. It is the most fixed sign ever because it's an earth sign and it is a fixed sign. It just is very stubborn. A lot of values, money, resources, self worth, comfort, food, nourishment, nature, because you are talking about the land and the earth, sensuality, all of the senses, your touch, pleasure, um, food, comfort, relaxation. And it's very resistant to change, Taurus, which is very interesting because Uranus likes change and Taurus doesn't like change. And Taurus also represents tradition. So when you have this and the planet was retrograding, okay, and it stops retrograding. Retrograding means that it's revisiting the past. That means the planet is not working like it should. So there aren't any surprises. There's really things that you can plan out. Anytime a planet is retrograding, it's reviewing, it's recessing, it's internalizing, there's delays. A lot of things have to be redone. There's unfinished business. And all of a sudden there is a preparation phase because this is a time that you shouldn't be, thinking outside of the box and all that stuff. Now it's going direct. So that means that when Uranus stations direct in the sign Taurus, there is going to be some shakeups when it comes to our finances, when it comes to the banks, when it comes to what we value, when it comes to food, land. You guys, I am dressed so hoochie today. My husband, if he would see this dress, he would be like, why? Oh gosh. Anyway, but also to sudden changes and shakeups around food, land, resources, security will start moving forward again. So get ready for that. Okay. If you are into crypto, if you are into anything finances and you've been feeling very comfortable, well, guess what? The retrograde is stop retrograding. We've been reviewing. There's things that are outdated or unstable, and you've been redoing that. Now there is this energy of moving forward. Uranus turns direct and it changes being the way we think and activating that part of our life wherever it is in your chart. And being outside of the box, trying something new, thinking about the future, anything that's stuck and very traditional, Uranus wants to change it. Okay. So expect a lot of breakthroughs when it comes to ownership, prices, when it comes to anything technology that deals with our resources or how we define stability. Okay. We felt stuck or uncertain, and it starts to make sense. And it could be dealing something that's dealing with traditions. Okay, Taurus wants comfort, Uranus wants freedom. The lesson is learning how to build security that can evolve. Personally, again, finances, spending, saving, what's worth it. Um, Makes me think I got to declutter my closet. I value clothes, but it's just becoming ridiculous. Fast fashion, that would be a little bit of Uranus and Taurus. That's more of a Libra energy, but since Venus rules Taurus and Libra, and the internet is what Uranus is, a lot of people buying fast fashion and really saying they have to stop. If you notice, I don't know if you notice, but if you listen to people and they talk about Zara, they're like not shopping there as much as it used to be such a big thing. And people are starting to focus more on the material. That's very Taurus energy and things that last a long time. But just know that collectively this is the energy of rebelling and the strikes. Even though we've been on strikes because you are talking about Aquarius season, you are talking about Pluto in Aquarius and all the planets touching that. We dealt on that, but now Uranus is like, I'm ready to join the party. Let's talk about boycotting the finances. Okay, so it gets even more extreme. Now, I do want to talk about February 5th. So that energy will be ongoing as well. And February 5th, now we have Mercury and all that stuff I was talking about, Uranus and Taurus. Now that squares Uranus. Mercury moves really fast. So I do want you to understand that. A lot of people won't be feeling this. They might be asleep. But this is a big deal because Uranus and Aquarius energy, Uranus is ruling this energy. So it's going to be strong for a lot of people. And Uranus is a higher octave of Aquarius. Okay. This will affect all of my fixed signs, the Scorpios, the Leos, again, Aquarius, anyone dealing with late degree planets in those signs, and Tauruses. Okay. This aspect brings sudden disruptions in mental in the mentality, in the communication, in anything dealing with words. Very anxious, very fast energy. Okay, unexpected news, sharp changes in planes and planning things or any type of plans, especially when it comes to the finances or what you value or security or technology. Mercury in Aquarius is very progressive, is very future thinking, while Uranus in Taurus shake things up, that's dealing with stability, that are set in stone. This is a tension. There is a change here. Somebody is like, I don't want these changes. Okay. So expect for the collective. In the news, there could be a sudden announcement, or you might be hearing a sudden announcement. And it's really shocking. Okay. This could be also a little small retrograde. This could be some tech issues this day. Only this day, so pay attention, okay? Tech issues, glitches, communication breakdowns. Again, changes in maybe whatever you value. You could value your children, you could value your voice. There's a sudden surprise there or a change happening there. Stubborn thinking, being challenged by new data. Mentally, this can be feeling a sense of restlessness, being overstimulated, talking too fast. Look at all these rumors surrounding me every day. Rumors, okay, on the internet, okay, regarding the collective, the people, the boycotting, the striking, technology, and what you value. Okay, conversations can escalate quickly if their resistance is to change. People might be speaking very impulsively. They blurt out truths. Maybe they're rebelling against advice that they don't agree with. Just know all these things can happen. Also, too, this could be a big thing that something on social media could be happening. A lot of financial surprises, breakthrough ideas, social media disruption. Okay, watch out for that TikTok. Also, too, the Mercury likes to debate, so a lot of debates online, and it doesn't really go that well. Okay, unexpected statements from leaders, activist leaders is really what I want to say, not just leaders, but a lot of activists and a lot of boycotters, or a lot of innovators, even astrologers as well. That could be a possibility. You just want to be flexible. I do think we might be hearing something about some technology, maybe something that's unexpected announcement around money, crypto, interest rates, the economy, protests, or public backlash tied to anything dealing with costs, living, wages, resources, shocking statements. Sudden market is being very volatile. I can never really say that word right. Again, rumors and digital disruptions. I was thinking we just had a boycott about ice, and they were talking about, it was just, what day was it? Friday. Not spending money, not going to school, not going to work, and all that stuff. And this aspect makes me think of how the boycott, to let the world know that, well, America, know how people feel about ICE. And in boycotting businesses made me think of, my husband brought this to my attention, small businesses and boycotting them. Now, I think some people were aware not to boycott small businesses, but a lot of people weren't aware. They were just like, don't spend money with any small businesses. And I do want you to understand, because we have Pluto and Aquarius, when you are deciding, and I believe in a boycott, and I believe in protesting in a very organized manner, okay? I believe in those things. However, I believe that it has to be, I'm a mom, okay? So I believe that when there is a punishment, the punishment has to be direct to the crime. So, for example, when people were boycotting a Target because of DEI, makes sense. At the same time, there is a punishment for the brands that are under Target. So if you want to buy that brand, you buy it from them directly. So that's one is a little bit different. Now, when you are boycotting ICE and you decide to not spend money at your local bagel shop, that could be really, really affecting the local bagel shop. That could be very supportive of ICE. I mean, that's not supportive of ICE. It could be whatever team you're on and you're boycotting. So I just want everyone to be very intelligent when making the decisions with boycotting, especially when it comes to finances, especially because we're in really tough times. And when you are talking about small businesses, a lot of small businesses, are the backbone of America. Economically, they help America run efficiently. And when you do things like this, then, yeah, it affects them. Now, if you are boycotting, the whole focus is to get rid of small businesses, then sure, but um, I felt like the ICE protest should have been more focused on government funding. So, like, I understand if you go to public school, don't go to public school because that's how they get their funding. But anything, it should have just been a little bit more narrowed to help out ICE. Okay, let me see comments. I just ran off on a tangent here. An uplifting grand February to you, Danyell, and yours. This February, this is from Sandra. Hello, Sandra. She's so consistent. Thank you, Sandra. Happy early Valentine's Day to you. Yes, happy Valentine's Day. I'm so much of a girly girl. I love Valentine's Day. And then we have another comment. It says, "Thank you for shining your shine. You're the sweetest ever." Thank you. That's so sweet. I love compliments. Who doesn't love compliments? Anyway, but that was my little small tangent. We have to understand boycotting and striking and protesting because Pluto's in Aquarius. It's going to just get more intense. And I do believe in power for the people. At the same time, be aware. When you're boycotting, be intelligent and be very organized and do it very well thought of. Don't just go off the internet and just do what the internet says. And if you agree with it, sure. But just do your due diligence and really figure out, is this the best to help perpetuate the reasoning why you are boycotting? Okay. Now, back to astrology. Okay. Let's talk about February 6th here. And February 6th, we have Mercury. It's about to enter Pisces, but before it enters Pisces, it's going to be at 29 degrees in Aquarius. This is going to be very strong energy with Aquarius energy. Okay. There's going to be a lot of discussions about technology, about boycotting, about striking, about power to the people. A lot of people wanting their freedoms. A lot of disruptions. A lot of discussions about airplane, air flight, navigation. Just get ready for that. It's going to be an urgency to shut things out. Now, when Mercury enters Pisces, this will affect all of my mutable signs in not the best way. Okay. It will be very positive for my water signs. So, my Cancers and Scorpios, this is best for you. All of my Pisces and Pisces rising, you're going to be more vocal than ever. You're going to be feeling this stronger than ever. My mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, there's going to be tension with Mercury is in Pisces. Now, especially when it starts retrograding. So you guys need to listen. Now, and I'm not just talking about your sun sign. I'm talking about any of your signs, planets, or whatever. If it's going to be around these degrees, you're going to be feeling it more than ever. Okay. Now, Mercury, the planet alone, is about, hold on, we got another comment. Danyell, we need to support and encourage one another. Yes, thank you, Sandra, for saying that. Now, I do want to tell you the themes of Mercury. Okay, Mercury is the planet of communication, speech, language, thinking, your perception, information, data, learning. I said data, education, early education, writing, storytelling, your email, your cell phone, any of these gadgets, your keys, media, the news, anything we hear. Get ready for that. Transportation, movement, logic, reasoning, and decision making. Also, is in charge of pranks. Okay. It's very indecisive energy. It is the ruler of Virgo and is the ruler of Gemini. So, again, those placements will be feeling it the most when it's retrograding. Now, the 10 core themes that I can think of Pisces, right? Pisces is the last zodiac sign. It rules the feet. But not only that, it represents the ending. So, you have the Aries that starts at the top, Pisces is at the end. So, a lot of themes of ending, dissolvement, illusions, your intuition, your dreams, your subconscious, your compassion, empathy, spirituality, faith, a lot of confusion, fogginess, looking at everything with a rose-colored lens. Okay. Creativity and imagination is in charge of that feeling when you hear a song and you're like, oh, I felt that with my heart, or you see an art piece and you feel the art piece. That is that Pisces energy. It's also in charge of addiction and escapism and drugs, pharmaceutical and medication as well. Sensitivity, it's a water sign. It is the highest water sign. So a lot of sensitivity, but then there's closure. There is healing. Like I said, it's the ending. There's healing and closure and a lot of forgiveness. Okay. Now, Mercury does not like to be in Pisces. It's in detriment. It's in fall in Pisces. Pisces is the hardest sign in Mercury. Why? Because Mercury likes to be logical. It likes to have facts. It likes to collect data. It likes clarity. It likes details. And Pisces is like, no, what am I feeling? What are my emotions? What's the intuition? What are the dreams? Let's feel it instead of really listening to it. Pisces blurs the boundaries, and Mercury wants definition. So you can feel a little scattered when Mercury is in Pisces. This is without the retrograde, right? You could be overwhelmed. You could be unclear. You could be feeling easily influenced because there's no boundaries with Pisces. So everyone could be feeling people's emotions without even saying a word. You know how you enter the room and you're like, hmm, I knew something was shady. And it's like they didn't say anything. Mercury and Pisces will feel it. Okay. Now, Mercury and Pisces doesn't think linear, it likes to be symbolic. So, a lot of poetry, a lot of music, a lot of art, a lot of film. Pisces rules photography and film. Speaking of, what do you guys think about my lighting? I added a little extra could be doing a little too much, but anyway, a lot of spiritual and intuitive messages, empathy based on communication, reading emotional undercurrents. Now again, on the negative side, a lot of misinformation, a lot of vague statements, a lot of mixed signals, emotional headlines. Okay, everyone is so sensitive with Jupiter retrograding in Cancer. Now they're even more sensitive than ever. Okay, but also you can get a lot of beautiful art. You can have a great tarot reading with this. You can be feeling like the dream is starting to make sense. A lot of healing conversations happening, a lot of powerful storytelling happening while Mercury is in Pisces too. Now, um, overall, Mercury in Pisces, intuitive communication, emotional thinking, a lot of symbolism, heightened imagination, a lot of confusion, a lot of mixed messages, a lot of discussions of private communities, a lot of discussions of corruption. The secrets will be revealed. The secrets might be hiding even more. Needing discernment between truth and illusions. Okay. Mercury enters Pisces. Again, that logic energy changes, and it's a time when messages are more felt than they are explained. Okay, I just want you to understand that. Let me see what else we have here. Mercury. Oh, in the headlines, we'll see more things about people really being like conflicting stories. It's like, well, is this true? The facts are a little bit fuzzy here, not making a sense. A lot of emotional stories on heart tugging headlines, misinformation, a lot of confusion, things about stories involving, or even communication involving water, floods, oceans, weather, environmental concerns. This is very spiritual, faith based energy. So, a lot of discussions or headlines about spirituality. Now, this, when it comes to health, Pisces in charge of the mental health. So be aware of that. Hospitals and substances and addictions, all that could be online. Pisces also is the ruler of poison. So be aware of that. Victims, focus narratives, emphasis on suffering and justice, people needing help. I do think we will get more of Jeffrey Epstein. I need to do that in my paywall and discuss the current things with that and why we have that. But Pisces will 100% represent Jeffrey Epstein, and Mercury's retrograding. So a lot of redoing and repeating. Maybe the release wasn't a lot of, I would assume. Okay, they didn't release everything. Again, I just want you to understand too. Pisces also represents Hollywood because there's an illusion with Hollywood. There's a filter, and that Mercury and Pisces might reveal some things with that. Now, let's go over the dates about Mercury being in Pisces. Let me bring my chart back up. So the dates we have here, Mercury starts to be in Pisces, and then the first aspect I see actually is going to be February 10th. And where's my Mercury in Pisces? So around here, first of all, it starts to conjunct Venus, right? That it's going to, once it enters Pisces, let me see. Not once it enters. Once it enters Pisces, it's going to conjunct the North Node. So a lot of discussions on what is your fate. What are you meant to do? Okay. Karmic messages begin. Conversations and news and ideas will appear about what really matters. Themes that will introduce and resurface because, it will be coming back to this North Node energy, but about your destiny. What are you meant to do? You're going to be feeling this. There's going to be messages. There's going to be spiritual lessons. Just know there is going to be something that is talking to you, telling you what are you meant to do in this lifetime within this year. Okay. So that's happening once it hits Pisces. You're going to be like this discernment, this spiritual awakening, or you can feel that you're going on a right path or you're not, and there'll be some messages around there. Okay, now also too, once Venus enters Pisces, then Mercury is in charge too. Not in charge, but involved too. So a lot of conversations, soft conversations, maybe some illusions when it comes to love, blurred boundaries, emotional conversations, the romance. Oh, let's really go big about Valentine's Day, okay? And Valentine's Day is so fitting for Pisces, the romance and compassion and sensitivity, idolizing, the idea of love or around love or money and values. Okay, Mercury and Venus together in Pisces, and Venus likes to be in Pisces, is a lot of heightened sweetness and compassion, but also a risk of saying it's too good to be true, so be aware of that. So we have those energies happening, and then on February 16th, and then I think it really touches the North Node on the 11th, but then I move all the way to February 16th, and then Mercury will be trining Jupiter. This is very positive. This is emotional wisdom. This is old stories, family matters, whatever, something about healing and your emotions and sensitivity, and a lot of feelings being very positive, being very intuitive, a lot of connections to your past. Water trying support understanding the feeling, and like you're not too sensitive today. It's actually really positive, especially, and Venus is sitting not too far, so it's very positive. Jupiter retrograding though is going to bring some insight, some reflection, not expanding as much too, so something very positive with that energy. All my water signs will be feeling this too. Really great for you guys. You know, my Scorpios added to this, works really great. You have a water trine. Oh my gosh, it's going to be a great time around February 14th to the 15th. Great time, right? Now, February 26th as well. What we have here is when Mercury starts to retrograde. Okay, so the pre-shadow phase of when it starts to retrograde. Do I have the pre-shadow phase on here? Do I have to go back? Let me see if it's in my February notes. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me see, because I don't want to go back. Let's see. Pre-shadow. Okay. February 11th is when the pre-shadow phase starts. So February 11th is where everyone needs to mark their calendars and make sure that everything, if you are planning on traveling, everything is set before February 11th. Okay. Do not say I did not tell you. Before February 11th, everyone needs to make sure they do their due diligence when it comes to traveling. After the 11th, don't say I didn't warn you. Okay. Now, on the 16th, on the 26th is when it fully starts to retrograde. This is when the fog gets even thicker. Okay. Confusions in communication, misinformation, tech issues, unclear plans being more noticeable. These are things all of a sudden disappearing. Your keys disappear. Your emails, where did the emails go? All that. Now, because it's retrograding, things may appear that was once hidden. So things that were very like secretive, I wouldn't say taboo, but things that you want to be very lost, may be not lost because Mercury is retrograding. This is going to be very strong for the energy of again, Epstein's or anything that the government is hiding. I always think about the government, but any type of if you had a secret enemy and you didn't know you had a secret enemy. Oh, it's going to be revealed when Mercury is retrograding in Pisces. Okay. Now, also too, when it's retrograding, on the next day, February 27th, then you have it's going to fully conjunct Venus, but the whole time you are talking about something in regards to relationships and your harmony and your equilibrium and major creativity, past relationships, emotional conversations, financial themes resurface, a lot of apologies, a lot of let's re-reconcile, a lot of emotional nostalgia could be a possibility here because it's not that far from Jupiter. And you're going to reevaluating how you express love, forgiveness, compassion, and just like loving yourself, a lot of self-care and a lot of healing, and ending this process of something that deals with your finances as well. Now I do there was something I was going to say, I was thinking this as I was reading my notes, but I forgot. Great time to forgive. Great time to end something. Great time to release something as well. Oh, I do want you to know that all my Pisces, people are going to be calling you. And I'm like, why are they calling me? It's because Mercury's retrograding in Pisces. Okay, old friends, not new ones. Okay, March 6th, and maybe there's going to be a conversation about forgiveness too. March 6th, we have a Kazemi happening. This is when the truth will be really alive. A lot of clarity. All the things that you were redoing, repeating, you have an aha moment. Now, before when it's February 11th, uh, before February 11th, do everything, sign everything. After February 11th, don't do, just plan. But this is what the Kazemi will bring you the halfway point. When Mercury's retrograding, there's a realization, a truth, and insight. There's going to be a break from the fog. Important information is revealed and understood clearly. Kazemi moments resets Mercury in the sign Pisces. So this is a powerful mental reboot and spiritual up download as well. Now on the 14th of March, Mercury conjuncts Mars. Okay. This is when it gets a little sus. Okay. This is where aggression starts to meet the emotions. There's heated words, there's impulsive speech, arguments fueled around emotions rather than logic. Mars adds the heat to the water. So this is actually like boiling water, and you're having an argument about that. In Pisces, this could be very passive aggressive energy, very defensive, very emotionally outburst, a lot of sensitive talk. Like you're being too sensitive. And it's sitting next to that Jupiter. It's trying. There is feeling, there is compassion, there is love, there is something from your past supporting you. However, there could be a lot of sensitivity involved here. Okay. Now, March 20th is when Mercury will start to be direct. Bam, it will start to be direct, and then the post shadow phase ends April 9th. So when Mercury goes direct, then you go back to your understanding of everything feels so great and amazing, and then when it goes fully out, the lesson is completed. Okay, so that is what you have about Mercury in Pisces. Mercury will be retrograding. I do think a lot of conspiracy theories will come to the light while Mercury is retrograding. Get ready for that. A lot of confusion, mixed messages, emotional narratives, rumors. Listen to the rumors. You guys listen to Housewives of Potomac, not Potomac, Salt Lake City. The rumors, the lies, leaks could be happening. A lot of hidden information is going to come to the light. Pisces is about the backstage, the undercover, behind the scenes. Well, it won't be behind the scenes. It won't be undercover. That would be lifted. Media focus on compassion, anything dealing with charity, survival stories, healing, community support. Again, technology will be glitching. It will be hiding something. Something will be hidden. And you're like, why the hell is it hidden? Okay. Again, a lot of focus on water headlines and and symbolic messaging. Let me see. Reports that shift and change meaning over time, emotional testimony, human stories, rumors that are not verified. So whenever Mercury is retrograding, anytime I hear a rumor, I'm like, no, no, no. This is a rumor, okay? Mercury retrograding and that Pisces is going to blur a lot of data. Messages can feel true, but they are not really defined. So get ready for that. Heavy focus on storms, flood, droughts, coastals, water. Again, mental health, healthcare, addiction, hospitalization. Pisces does represent confinement and being in the dark. So be aware of that. Also, too, social media. You do have Pluto in Aquarius, right? And then you have TikTok, and that had that change. While Mercury is retrograding, that could be dealing with a lot about religious themes. So I know, like, the owner is, there's stories about how TikTok was purchased because they were trying to end the discussion of Palestine. And you have this religious aspect. So you have Muslims and Jewish, and Pisces represents a form of religion too. Also, too, so does Jupiter. So let's see how this energy here affects things like that. Okay, so it affects Israel, it affects Iran, any type of religious conflict, especially when Mars gets involved. Let's see how this affects that. Okay, so delayed rollback on announcements. Social media, again, a big thing. A lot of foggy, a lot of like, where did my post go, or why can't people see what I posted? That also could happen as well. Projects revisited and release content, social justice and human rights stories. Pisces amplifies that compassion. Celebrity, again, Hollywood, online, all that stuff. Pisces represents Hollywood, I said, because of illusions and stuff. Yeah, so yeah, that's what we have. Let me see. Secrets being revealed, foggy thinking, media misinformation, heightened intuition, boundary confusion, overgiving, people pleasing, unclear emotional limits. Be aware that when Mercury is in Pisces and then when it's retrograding, maybe there's a reality check about that. So let's be aware of that. Again, traveling, do plan everything before February 11th because you will be lost. Okay. Your itinerary will be confusing. The time, the date, the location is not matching up. They lost your ticket, even if you had it online. Okay, again, rerouting things are very unclear, things are misplaced, they lost your luggage. Very Mercury and Pisces. Okay, they can mix up some things, some bookings, like you got the wrong room or we can't find the reservations. A vague or contradictory introductions from app as well. Again, GPS tickets are not working. Just be aware of that. Feeling very disorientated, over relying on things like, I thought you handled it. Well, I thought you handled it. So beware. And then to being very sensitive while traveling, people missing connections are arriving at the wrong gate. Yeah, so be aware of that. Blurry timelines as well. Okay. Screenshot everything, leave earlier than you think, label your bags clearly, put the air tags in them, do not rush, trust your intuition more than anything, and confirm all details. Okay. Also too, when you're signing things while Mercury is retrograding, I want you to understand Mercury is in charge of contracts, the details, the agreements. Pisces dissolves and blurs language and relies more on feelings and facts. So vague languages with contracts and misunderstanding things with a contract, are missing some details in a contract, verbal promises but things are not really clear. Be aware of that. Okay. Mercury and Pisces can miscommunicate a lot of things, and things could be very hidden behind the scenes, or in, like, in asterisks, but you thought it said this. So just be aware while signing things. Okay. Yeah. So I went in detailed with Mercury retrograding. Now let's go to February 8th. This is closing out the week. We do have Venus in the sign Aquarius. It's going to square Uranus. So now we left Mercury in Pisces. It will be in Pisces, but it doesn't retrograde this week. I just wanted to give you more details about that so you can prepare before the 11th. Today is the 2nd, as I'm filming this live and you're listening to this via podcast. So you have time, but calm down. Okay. Venus will be squaring Uranus, though, on the 8th. This aspect brings sudden changes and shifts in relationships, in your finances, in your money, and what you value. Yeah, this is where freedom clashes with security. Venus in Aquarius, it wants its space. It wants to be authentic. It wants to be different. It doesn't want the same regular smegular. It wants unconventional connections. Uranus in Taurus, it disrupts that comfort zone and stability in your finances, in things that are very material and tangible, things you can touch. The square creates tensions between those detachments and dependence. Unexpected changes in relationships. Maybe this is going to be a breakup for a lot of people. There could be a lot of financial surprises. Maybe your impulsive thinking, spending, price changes. It was on sale. Now it's not on sale. Actually went up in price. Value clashes between wanting independence versus needing consistency. Non-traditional desires. Maybe you're experimenting with fashion because Venus does represent the fashion, darling. Okay. Restlessness and anything that feels stagnant or overly comfortable. Just know that this could be messing with the stock markets as well. Disruption tied to anything dealing with tech when it comes to finances. Social conversations about freedom. You could be at a party and it could be very about fight for the people, but now there's a sudden surprise. Anyone who's striking and boycotting outside this time, and this is before, there could be some shocking events happening for sure. So I would give it like a 10-degree orb. So around now. Okay, could be some major shocking. Venus represents your equilibrium, some harmony and balance. It's not balancing with that sudden surprise and unexpected events. This is about spontaneous, unconventional, unpredictable social energy. Plans change the last minute. Someone is invited out of nowhere. The vibe is less about polished events and more about doing something different. This is the energy of feeling very awkward. A lot of weirdos. Aquarius also represents the intellect and communication and high socialization and social media. So, a lot of disharmony around those things. This is not a great time to debate online. It's just going to expect some surprises with that. Okay. Last minute party plans. I said that. Pop ups. People popping up, people wanting freedom and space, but not the clingy energy, social circles mixing with unexpected ways. But these things are not happy. If you're partying, just know it could be weird. Could be very weird. Okay. If you are striking, just know there could be some surprises, even if you're partying. Okay. A lot of flaky behavior, a lot of overspending, a lot of impulsivity, a lot of social misunderstandings. Things are not really clear. You do want to be flexible with this energy though, because it is dealing with fixed signs. It doesn't like change. So you want to be flexible. Um, Also, too, the energy is very communicative. So communication is great. Fun, sure, it could be very electric, but very unexpected. I would pay attention to the boycotts, just only with this aspect, because I think that people could be very impulsive with the boycotts. Like you could be like, someone could come to your house and be like, let's go boycott this. And you could be very impulsive. And this is saying that there's some expected surprises happening and it's not going to be really good. So it's like reaction over strategy. There could be an economic whiplash, which I was talking about earlier, like sudden withdrawal to support can hurt somebody that you don't want to be hurt, especially with this energy. This is dealing with money. So everything that I said, Venus rules money. So this square could actually misfire if you are boycotting something. So I just want everyone to think this week in regards to boycotting and take their time, because this is very fast energy, very impulsive. Mixed slogans, inconsistent goals, public confusion, a protest tied to the cost of living, wages, housing, food, land, and resources. And there is a change there. Also, this could represent the youth and online community. Aquarius also brings a very collective voice. Uranus brings a shock to that voice. Taurus brings mental material pressure. Money could be a message here. Do not say I didn't warn you. A movement starting fast but struggling with the follow through. Mixed messages or lack of leadership, especially if it's an advocator for a boycott or something like that. Yeah, so Venus square Uranus. If my values aren't respected, I'll remove my support. Give me my finances. And then that could be hurting something. So I do believe in a boycott. I do believe in protesting. I do believe in love and compassion for one and all. At the same time, I don't want you to be impulsive. I want you to really think things through. I want you to think, is the finances going to help whatever my cause is with boycotting anything? All right. So that is what we have. I'm going to pull some tarot for the week. First, I'll pull it for the collective. What can we expect? And then I'll pull it for you individually, since you guys are lucky to be here. You're blessed to be here. Okay. So what do we have for the collective? We have several cards here. We have an Ace of Cups. Okay, a lot of love and compassion. I think we talked about that. A lot of love and compassion. God is giving you new energy with creativity and your intuition. That happens this week. Two of Pentacles. Again, this is also relationships, but also juggling more than one thing at a time. You're gonna have the ability to do that. Multitasker. We have the Seven of Swords. Deception. People in secret won't be hiding this week. Secrets will be revealed. We have the Two of Swords. Now, this is where you cannot quite see what's going on. You're at a stalemate. You can't make the decision. You can't see what's right, what's wrong. Wait, hold on. You can't logically think and make a decision. You're torn. You're stuck. I just want you to understand that you have to use your intuition more than anything. What is your gut telling you to feel? Go off of your intuition. Lastly, we have the King of Wands. Collectively, the world is going to be very strong. A lot of confidence, a lot of assertiveness, a lot of creativity. The leader. Also, too, big themes of leadership here, too. Okay. Now, you individually, what do you have this week? A lot of moving forward. We got the Three of Wands. Moving forward, be able to have the information you have. Maybe that's the Uranus going direct, and now you're like, you know what, we can do this. I have all the information I needed. Let's move forward. Higher ground, too, understanding the higher ground. King of Cups, high intuition. High intuition, being strong in your spirituality, being strong with relationships. People are going to come to you this week for advice emotionally when it comes to therapy, psychology, healing, closure, forgiveness, anything religious wise or spiritual. This is a week for it. This is a great time for creativity too for you this week. And moving forward with the creativity, or the relationship, or the love, or the compassion, or the healing. Yes, so that is what we have for you individually this week. If you guys have any questions, you know what? I don't know what else. I don't have my planner with me. I have other content planned this week. I got to see what it is. I know I have a lot of paywall stuff. I have to do Jeffrey Epstein. Look forward to that. I have to do the weekly, which is coming up today. What we have for February predictions and great timing for that. Yeah, but it was some other secret stuff. So I went to look up Nicki Minaj, Jeffrey Epstein. Let me know what else to look up in the paywall behind the scenes. Okay. Yes. Okay. I will see you guys next time. Bye.